AWS AppSync. AWS AppSync is a fully managed service provided by Amazon Web Services, AWS, that enables developers to build and deploy scalable and secure GraphQL APIs. AWS AppSync provides real-time and offline data access to web, mobile, and IoT applications through a GraphQL API, which provides a unified interface to access multiple data sources. This primer will provide an overview of AWS AppSync and its core features, as well as best practices and tips for using the service. What is GraphQL? GraphQL is a query language for APIs that was developed by Facebook. It is a flexible and efficient alternative to REST APIs, enabling clients to request only the data they need and reducing the number of round trips required to fetch data. GraphQL allows developers to define a schema that specifies the types of data that can be queried, as well as the operations that can be performed on that data. AWS AppSync and GraphQL AWS AppSync is built on top of GraphQL, providing a managed service for building GraphQL APIs. AWS AppSync allows developers to define a schema for their data, specify resolvers that map GraphQL operations to underlying data sources, and configure real-time and offline data synchronization. AWS AppSync also provides features for authentication, authorization, and caching, making it a comprehensive solution for building scalable and secure APIs. AWS AppSync architecture. The core components of AWS AppSync are the GraphQL API, data sources, and resolvers. The GraphQL API defines the schema and operations that can be performed on the data, while the data sources are the underlying systems that store or generate the data. The resolvers are functions that map GraphQL operations to the underlying data sources. AWS AppSync supports a variety of data sources, including Amazon DynamoDB, AWS Lambda, Amazon Elasticsearch Service, Amazon Aurora, and HTTP data sources. AWS AppSync also provides a real-time data synchronization feature that enables clients to receive real-time updates when data changes. This feature is implemented using GraphQL subscriptions, which allow clients to subscribe to specific data events and receive updates in real time. AWS AppSync also provides a feature called offline data synchronization, which enables clients to continue to access and modify data even when offline. This feature is implemented using AWS AppSync's built-in data caching and synchronization features, which enable clients to store data locally and synchronize it with the server when a connection is available. Security and authentication. AWS AppSync provides several features for authentication and authorization, including support for Amazon Cognito, AWS Identity and Access Management, IAM, and API key authentication. Amazon Cognito is a fully managed service that provides user authentication and authorization for web and mobile applications. AWS IAM is a service that enables you to manage access to AWS resources, including AWS AppSync. API key authentication allows you to provide a simple mechanism for clients to access your GraphQL API without requiring additional authentication or authorization. Best practices for AWS AppSync. When using AWS AppSync, it is important to follow best practices to ensure optimal performance and scalability. Some best practices include: define a clear schema. A clear and concise schema is critical for building scalable and maintainable GraphQL APIs. Make sure to define types and fields that accurately represent the data and operations that clients need to access. Optimize resolvers. Resolvers can have a significant impact on API performance. Optimize resolvers to minimize the number of round trips required to fetch data and minimize the amount of data returned by each resolver. Use caching. Caching can significantly improve API performance by reducing the number of round trips required to fetch data. Use AWS AppSync's built-in caching features to cache data and minimize the number of requests made to underlying data sources. Monitor performance. Monitor API performance using AWS AppSync's built-in metrics and logs. Use these metrics to identify and address performance bottlenecks and to optimize API performance over time. Conclusion. In conclusion, AWS AppSync is a powerful and flexible service that provides a fully managed platform for building scalable and secure GraphQL APIs. AWS AppSync's real-time and offline data synchronization features, combined with its support for a wide range of data sources, make it a comprehensive solution for building modern web and mobile applications. When using AWS AppSync, it is important to follow best practices to ensure optimal performance and scalability. By following these best practices, developers can ensure that their APIs are well-designed, performant, and secure. As with any AWS service, AWS AppSync is continuously evolving, with new features and capabilities being added over time. Keeping up with these changes can be a challenge, but AWS provides extensive documentation, training, and support resources to help developers get up to speed quickly. By staying current with the latest developments in AWS AppSync, developers can take full advantage of the service's capabilities and build modern, scalable, and secure GraphQL APIs.